The mold is heated up to 360 degrees for 1 hour in the oven. I have just poured the metallic soap compound into the mold. We still have about a half an hour to go, but the wax is hard enough to retain its shape. But still, if you would touch it, you get burned. Excuse me. This is a Edison Phonograph blank mold, and there's another one behind it. But this is my favorite one is double spiral, like the around 1898 Edison blanks, very similar. As far as I know, no original molds exist of the brown wax era, so with luck, this mold works. You can see it actually has the spiral core that you see on the inside of brown wax cylinder records. Many people think it may be decorative. The patent says it does a few things. Edison's patent on it says that it was, as you push it onto the phonograph, it pushes dust particles out of the way so it runs true on the phonograph. And Mr. Edison also stated that you just needed to ream the little ridges so you didn't have to ream the whole wax inside of the record, and it made it easier to ream and be concentric on the mandrel of the phonograph. So that is why he patented projections and spirals. And it was in the mid-1889 that he patented the spiral core wax cylinder. There was a time that before the spiral core on the cylinders, that the cylinders had a cotton thread wound core, and presumably the mold was smooth inside. They had a lot of problems with moisture creeping out of the string and causing bubbles in the wax and other numerous problems. Actually, the string core, some of them are the faded Formula 957, which had red oleic acid to temper the wax. Saracen and paraffin were found just at the end of 1889 to be more useful for tempering the wax. It kept moisture out and also allowed the stylus to cut and record onto the brown wax blank. So we're going to remove the bottom of the mold from the core. This is a very heavy piece, so doing it. Now I'm going to back the core up backwards. Take the little washer out. Yeah, we're backing the mold down that way. You see the wax cylinder in there? Now we're going to very carefully unscrew it. Actually, it's a very nice spiral core that you find inside of the wax cylinders. So next, try not to just see there's a really good seeing of the spiral core in there. So you very carefully put it on this mandrel so that it shrinks on there and does not warp. We want to eliminate as much warpage in the cylinder as possible. So we put it on this wooden core very carefully. So, as we can see on this blank, the outer jacket or casing is now loose from the cylinder record blank. So we are going to take this off of the cylinder. As I look at the blank, see a very nice surface on it. Of course, it's rough because it's on the mold. It's for blank, so that is really actually good for a casting. We have a very even meniscus on the end. It doesn't slump. I don't see any dendrites in the wax. So we can now remove it from the wooden core. This is an original Edison record from 1898. You see how the spiral starts there, and then there's another one that starts right there. I could turn it a little bit. There we go. You see how it starts at that point, and then over here. So it's two spirals in one. This record dates from about 1898. It's an Edison commercial brown wax record, probably made by the Phonograph process. I wanted to look at the size compared to the record out of the mold. See how different the thickness is. This is this will be trimmed to this size or a little bit bigger because I like to have a little more time on my cylinders. But this is the same formula this record is. You see, yes, there is difference in color. Color comes from various things. How long the record is cooked, the wax is cooked, I should say, determines the color. The longer you cook the wax, the darker it gets. The not as cooked much, the lighter it is. How much oxygen combines with the metallic soap when you make it. So we've basically seen how a rough casting is made of an Edison cylinder record. So this is an original record from 1898, and then this is our brand new brown wax record, and it also has a double start spiral. See how it starts there, and then also over here. You can even see the machining marks a little bit in there where it was put on a reaming machine. And that's why you see a little flat spot, because that part was probably too high in the reaming machine, then flatten that out. So now you know a little bit about the manufacture and molding of a brown wax Edison cylinder. I just want to make, this is the core of the mold with the double helix spiral. See how it starts in two spots there and tapered. You cannot fit a cylinder record on the mandrel after you have molded the record. This mandrel is for the coefficient of expansion and contraction. Well, more contraction than anything else.